Good afternoon, everyone. This is Christy from Van Ahn Company. It is Monday, November 2nd. I am going to go over the markets with you for the day. You had lower grain trade, and it was really led by wheat, lower, down anywhere from 11 to 14 cents. Once again, you hit basically the top end of the range in wheat, and all of a sudden you came in here and met aggressive selling. And really, we've been stressing it. There is range trade in these markets to a T. Eventually, they will break out in one way or another, but for now, they seem to want to really follow that range. And wheat was where it started. You found that selling pressure there. Corn was just down slightly, and beans were actually on the positive side of things, but once wheat fell hard, it kind of brought everything else down with it. You had corn closing down 4 to 5 cents, and then beans about 6 cents. And so that's where you saw a lot of pressure. You know, what we know so far in this market is that the yields are good. They're not the best we've ever seen for corn, but they're good. They're coming in strong. Harvest is above expectations as far as pace, you know, compared to past years. And so there's not a whole lot of news to reach on. We've pushed these markets lower for the high yields and growing carryout. But, you know, you continue to see a little bit of a cutback on that carryout, and people are trying to see, what are you going to find from these yield numbers from USDA? Are you going to have them increase a little bit in soybeans? It may be a couple months before we really have that set in stone, but for now, there's just not a whole lot of information to grasp. You got rains through Brazil, and that's kind of where you saw a little bit of selling pressure come into beans. It does look like you might have some dryness coming through in a couple of weeks, and if you do, you will see beans start to come back to that top end of the range. But for now, that's an extended forecast, and they're not sure what they're really going to see. Moving into the meat markets, you did have lower trade for a majority of the day, and then cattle were able to work their way back higher, being up about 40 cents after being down about a little over a buck. Lean hogs are still in the red. Outside markets, you did have crude slightly lower. The dollar was steady, and the Dow was up 100 points. Moving forward, what we're going to have to see is really what's going to come out in USDA's crop report. There's not a whole lot coming out in that. And then one thing to look at is we have had really good reports of cash strengthening as far as the basis goes, so you might want to talk to your local elevator about that. I do have to close with a disclaimer. Trading in futures and options involves risk of loss and may not be suitable for all producers. Have a great day.